upon him. And his story is mentioned in the Quran. It is mentioned in the Quran, and with some detail in the Hadith, that he was not crucified, but he was protected by God. God protected him from being persecuted and being killed and being crucified, and he actually made someone look like Jesus to be crucified in his place. And some of the scholars have speculated that it was one of his disciples who was a traitor, who was a hypocrite, and who actually was the one who, I guess you can say, sold out and narked on Jesus and told him where he was at, right? So as a punishment, God made him look like Jesus. So when the oppressors came to take Jesus, they took this person and they crucified him instead. And if you look at it, subhanAllah, in history even, when Jesus was supposedly on the cross, one of his famous statements is, "Oh my God, why has thou forsaken me?" Right? And that is not the quote of a righteous man. A prophet, a righteous man such as Jesus would never feel that he was forsaken by his Lord. In every hardship, in every circumstance, especially the prophets, they were always steadfast and knew that whatever took place was the decision and wisdom of their Creator, and they accepted it wholeheartedly. So for Jesus to make a claim that God forsook him or had forsaken him is actually something which was far from our beliefs that a prophet can ever do. So maybe it was because it was this unrighteous person who was actually up there that he had felt that he was deserted because of his lack of recognition of the wisdom of Allah. So without going into too much detail, know that Jesus was not crucified. Are there any questions? Excuse me? The Prophet Jesus, was he married? The Prophet Jesus was not married. He was not married. Although just in brief, we believe that he will also come back to this life, and he will marry at that time when he comes back. Inshallah. Go ahead. The question is that how long after Mary conceived Jesus through the Immaculate Conception, how long after until Jesus was actually born? Most of the scholars say that it was a full term of 9 months. And there is an opinion also that Jesus was actually born immediately thereafter. After the conception he was born. That is one opinion, but the dominant opinion, as far as my knowledge goes, and Allah knows best, is that she did have the full term of 9 months. Yes? The question, as far as I heard, if I missed anything, was that is there a Bible that we can research or find where it narrates the truth about Jesus being a prophet? Without any changes? Yeah, unfortunately, the Bible in its original form, without any changes, is not available to us. The present-day Bibles that exist have been added to and subtracted from, have been edited, have been enhanced, and have been basically tampered with, and there's nothing that we can really use in that sense. Although, without going into too much research, I wouldn't really advise it too much, just based on the teachings that they do have in the Bible. Jesus never once claimed that he was God. He never once claimed that he was, a Trinity. The Trinity is not preached in the Bible at all. I actually had a very good friend of mine who also used to be a CCD teacher. He was a teacher at the church. And one of his students actually asked him, his name was Edgar, Mr. Edgar, where is the Trinity in the Bible? He said, oh, it's here somewhere. I'll find it for you and I'll let you know. He went home that night, the whole night he searched for the Trinity in the Bible. And he is very knowledgeable of the Bible. And he could not find it one time. He could not find one place where the Bible talked about the Trinity clearly state that the Trinity is this and you have to believe that. And that's something that you would expect to be in the Bible if it's a core belief of Christianity. So it was not mentioned once in the Bible. So actually that's what triggered him to start learning, and he actually accepted Islam as well. And yeah, his name's Ali. A lot of it is interpretation. A lot of interpretation was made. Different verses of the Bible were basically, to say this without bad mouthing it in any way, but they were basically taken out of context. A lot of explanations and teachings of the Bible were taken out of context and made to believe that Jesus was God himself or a coexistence with God. One or two more questions, inshallah. If there are any. Yes.
What role, if any, does Joseph play?
Can you repeat that, please?
What role, if any, does Joseph play?
The role of Joseph, yeah, Allah knows best. I myself have not come in the Islamic literature. I have not myself come to any knowledge about Joseph. So I don't. As far as we know, he didn't have real significance. He was not married he wasn't married to the Virgin Mary, nor was he his husband who was thought in Christianity. Last question? Question is why I converted. Convert panel was on Monday, right? So I think that one passed. Well, just to keep it brief, and we have to wrap it up. Alhamdulillah, alladhi hadana li hada. Right? All praise is due to the one true God who guides. And ultimately, you have to attribute guidance to God. And, had it not been for the guidance of God, every single person who's been guided or who is guided today has been guided in the past. They would never have been guided. Even the most righteous person cannot rely on himself to attain guidance. But that guidance is from God, which is why a person has to seek that guidance from God, from the one true God, sincerely without any partners. Don't pray to a man, don't pray to a woman, don't pray to a statue, a cow, an animal, a rock. Pray to the one true God who is the creator of that rock, who is the creator of that animal, who is the creator of that statue, who is the creator of that man, who is the creator of that woman. Pray to the creator of the heavens and the earth. And pray for guidance. And with a sincere heart. A person asks with a sincere heart for guidance to the truth. Then by the permission of Allah, He will guide that person. And I was a student also at the university and came across different teachings of Islam. But I eventually met a really good friend of mine who was also a convert Muslim, Filipino. He had been Muslim for about 2 years. He's a real nice guy. And we just got really close to him. And he started, I had a background of Islam, and I thought Islam was a beautiful religion at that time, although it's not like I ever considered becoming a Muslim. But once I met him, and I saw it in actual real life, and he started talking to myself and my friends about Islam. One of my best friends actually accepted Islam, and then my brother accepted Islam, my cousin accepted Islam, and then before you know it, I'm surrounded by Muslims, and it became easy for me to accept Islam. I think that's going to have to wrap it up. Anything wrong I said was for myself, anything correct was from Allah.